This is Maginoni, and I got some comic reviews for you. We got Daredevil 16, Age of Apocalypse 6, Harvest 1, and Ultimate Spider-Man 13. Let's talk about this one first. Now, while it does say Divided We Fall on the side, it's not really Divided We Fall, a true crossover in that sense, but what they do with this crossover, it's actually really nice because if you remember what's going on here, you have trouble here, uh, the government destroyed, and there's other hot spots. So with this here, what they're doing is they're showing what's happening in another part of the country, and more specifically, we're dealing with Cap coming back, seeing Miles as Spider-Man and reacting towards that. So in that sense, it's going to be important because they have to figure out how to bring him into this conflict, especially when he's outside of it. Um, Overall, this has been a really enjoyable read. You got Badrock the Leaper, and he's a joke villain still, but the fight between the two is pretty entertaining overall. And as you can see here, the art's really well done, and I'm glad to see it back to being good again after that one period of just bad. And at the end, basically, we get the appearance of Mary Jane and Gwen, and they have words with Miles. And Captain America, of course, has to put in his 2 cents. So even though they're ending it in such a way where Cap doesn't want Miles to be Spider-Man, they didn't put this much money into this thing just to make Cap say no. So what's going to happen is Cap is going to put Miles under his wing, and I believe what we're going to see in that sense is a true. I'm using this term loosely, but it's going to be probably like a father-son type relationship, since Cap feels guilty with not training Peter well enough, and Peter dying, so he doesn't want the same thing to happen to Miles. So I think we're going to see probably a better bond between the two. At least that's what I'm hoping we're going to get. And I believe we're going to see Miles getting Peter's web shooters. Not now, but it's coming. And it's stemming from this, I believe. Overall, very entertaining read. Alright, let's talk about Harvest. Harvest is a very, very dark book. It's about organ harvesting, obviously. Now, it does start off with a doctor, and he's basically getting the organs out, and he wants out, and he gets killed, obviously, for it. So, from that part of the story, then we see who the next person that they're going to get. And this doctor is, he's on high, he's on coke, he's drunk, he's a mess. And he basically went into an operating room like that, and the patient died, so he's disgraced. He lost his practice, he lost everything, license, everything. And so they basically have him right where they want him, and they're going to bring him into the fold, so to speak. And this kid is jacked up weird. Overall, the art is really good. I think the art really fits the overall tone of the story, and this is a very dark book. It's going to get darker, I think, and I really enjoyed this first issue. I'm definitely going to get the rest. This was very enjoyable, and something that you're never going to see Marvel or DC do. So thank goodness there's a company like Image or Dark Horse that would take chances with books like these. Okay, from Dark we're going to go to Age of Apocalypse, and I'm telling you, this is one of the most amazing covers ever. Just seeing Colossus punch Cyclops in the face, I love that so much. Beyond that, what we have is the return of M, who's calling herself Penance now, and what we have now is a third party involved. Before, you had just the Wolverine and God dang it, I forgot his name now, but Prophet. And now what we have is Wolverine, Prophet, and M, and both sides are trying to vie for her alliance type thing, allegiance. So I'm not sure where this is going to go. Other than I know she doesn't really like Wolverine that much, and Prophet did strike a deal with her, but I think she's going to be playing a wild card. And also, what she has this power to do is she basically looks into Colossus's mind, and she takes the bad out of him. So this way, he's no longer the puppet, and he can kind of think for himself. But while he's thinking for himself, his only concern is to protect her. So I'm really curious to see who else she's going to get on her side. With the right people, she's going to get a formidable army. Overall, though, I think something like this was needed in this book because, it would have gotten kind of tired just seeing the two sides fighting constantly. And, especially when they brought all those mutants back, there's zero chance that Prophet's team could win overall. There should have been zero chance. So this hopefully will start tipping the balance, and we'll see what happens. So far it's enjoyable, but I'm not going to say this is a great stellar book. I think there's going to be a lot of people who are going to have issues with it. Even if you love X-Men, you're probably not going to jump aboard on this, because considering you're seeing your X-Men heroes in not being X-Men-like ways. But overall, I'm enjoying it so far. And let's talk about Daredevil, the man without a job. Now, if you remember what happened before, Daredevil was kidnapped by Dr. Doom. They zapped all of his senses. So what they're basically doing now is Hank, Doctor Strange, and Tony, they're basically going into his mind, and they're destroying all the bugs that are in there, so this way he can get his senses back. And there's some... it's basically like Hank and Matt are sharing memories along the way, and eventually, when Matt's finally free of all that nonsense in his head, he learns that he's been out for 9 days. So he, packs up his suit and swings and jumps over back to his office, only to find not a very receptive office. He knows that there's something wrong, and Foggy is not pleased with Matt. And the thing is, it's not the fact that Matt's just been gone for 9 days. Matt's been hiding a secret inside his desk. And that secret is kind of twisted, and I want to know if Matt really put that in there, or is this a smear job? Because basically what it is this is a little bit of spoiler, but what we find is Matt's father's remains inside his desk, and that's pretty twisted. And as a result, Foggy is like, F you, you're out of here, and I'm removing your name from the door. So, what we're having is a turning point in the story. If you want to jump on, approximately now is about the right time, because we have Marvel Now. We're going to have creators shifting, and what it almost looks like they're kind of preparing Daredevil for that next evolution in their universe. In a weird kind of way. I'm sure it's just coincidence that this is the way the story is going, and then this is the way Marvel Now is going, but it's good timing for that. Overall, I'm enjoying it so far. It's been a lot. I think it's been a lot better than what it used to be. So there's that, and I think you probably want a code, right? And you guys are probably straining. I can see part of that code. Lift the book up. Buy a better camera, you noob, so I can read the code. And here's the code. Anyways, if you have any comments or questions, let me know. Rate the video up or down. Let me know what you think. And I'm going to be having some news for you guys next week. It's not bad news or anything like that, but the news is gonna be basically reflecting some changes, temporary changes that's gonna be happening, but it's nothing to really worry about. Anyways, comments or questions, let me know. Rate the video up or down. Let me know what you think. And until next time.